Hello, everybody. I'm official Mystic Vale. For all the ones that's curious, what is this channel is about? A very real talk exposure or the scam going around you on a day-to-day basis between the physical world and the living world. Over 50% of the whole human population is onto this huge scam going around you. Things that been programmed in you since day one get you believing to all these things around you, from the environment you live into, from the people around you, even down to yourself. These things have been programmed in you. These things been programmed in you to get you to go with the flow of things around you, so you won't be noticing these different things are happening to you. These little small things or big things right in front of your eyes, and you're not aware. The things I will be going over into more like these videos gonna definitely more like hit you if you spiritual sleep or you spiritual awake. You will definitely get something out of this huge bombshell exposure of the physical world and the living world. Determine who you are. You've been waiting for this type of exposure been going around on a day-to-day basis. Or you someone really want to keep all this information a secret, keep it locked up from a whole lot of different people out there. Well, I'm here to more expose these secret things been going around you. Now, this type of thing haven't just started right now. They haven't started more like yesterday or last week or last month or last year, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 50 years, 100 years. Oh no, this has been going on longer than this. This type of thing more like been going around. This huge scam. Now, this short video for all the people is not on YouTube to hear the full video. Now, if you somebody is curious of these things, go to more like my YouTube channel. That'd be www.youtube.com/official Mystic Vale 1. Go over there and check out the full videos of these things been going around you. I'll catch y'all there. Now, in this video, I will be talking about memory. If you somebody been born with any type of condition is with memory problem, then things with you are indeed different. If you're on some type of drug, is on the counter, or some type of new type of switching drugs infect the memory in type of way, or you're getting your drugs off the streets, more like as well, can definitely affect the memory. Now, if it's this, then these things again are different for you. For all the ones who are on the drugs, and the drugs are doing a number or two on your mind and memory, one of the best advice to give y'all is to get off the drugs and get some professional help. For the people are born with all kinds of memory problems, where there are indeed plenty of help out here for you, no matter whatever your condition is when you're born like that. There are all kinds of help out here for you. So my advice, get that help for yourself. Now, after so many years and days went by out your life and stuff, and you say more like your memory is basically okay, and it's been like that for many years, your memory okay. Now, if you someone gets spiritual awakened, you see things different from yourself, from your environment, to more like space and everything. You see things completely different once you spiritual awake. There are plenty of things I have found out since I've been spiritual awake. I would say, okay, that's a natural thing, and I won't think too much about it. But as being spiritual worker, I found out so many things. Instead of being a natural thing, it's a unnatural thing. I found out a lot of things are just unnatural. and a lot of things more like I've been looking at completely different. And one of those sections is memory. These negative spirits and the negative psychics want be around you in a spiritual way, be attacking your memory in a lot of different ways. If you have one of those spiritual dreams and it had a whole lot of spiritual things into it, and then you wake up and pieces of your memory start to slip away about the dream, that slipping fitting more like getting you to forget this piece and that piece, and you trying to heavier and put it down on a piece of paper what the dream was about, or you trying to put it on record. Well, that's a negative spirit, a negative psychic trying to get you forget about more like what just happened right then. They ain't one of these other things the other people be talking about when it comes down to the power scales, more like on in your books or TV. These are negative spirits or negative psychics attacking your memory during these times. They really don't want you to remember these detailed things when it comes down to that section of your dream. The more spiritual, the more things are going on, negative or bad in that category section. Yeah, they will try to more like get you to forget more different things. If you're more like one of those people, when you wake up, you can mention this thing and that thing and this and more things about your dreams. Then all of a sudden you having problems talking about these things now. Again, these are negative spirits and negative psychics are attacking and depressing your memory. And when they are pressing your memory, the memory section more like was there is still there. Don't think more like it's gone. It's not gone. It's just depressed. So when you do have those spiritual moments, when you do fall asleep, try to remember those moments. And as well, more like write that stuff down fast as you can, and more like get your video recorder. Have it right beside your bed when the moment more you wake up. So whenever you have those moments, you can write them down. When it comes down to your days and nights, when it comes down to more like did you forget an item, if you one of them people really don't forget an item, more like little small little items you take with you like to the living room or to the kitchen. If you don't forget those things and you don't have to like literally go back and look for those things, then more like the negative spirits and psychic will target these sections as well. So you will go back and you will check on this or you check on that. I mean, we usually more like get it, but if you have an increase, yeah, a lot of us do get those, but if you do have an increase, you have to go back more often than average, then that's them. If you someone barely gets these all, and now you're starting to have those, yeah, that is them as well. These are section of the mind. They're more like the moment like you about to leave that room and stuff. They decide to quickly depress more that section item more like with something else. Like instead of grabbing that item, they're pressed with something like something in that in the kitchen, like food. Food more like just been overly pressed on the current item you're about to grab. And more like when you're in the kitchen, now you're thinking of more that item now. So they're more like be aware of that. This thing does happen, but determine who you are, determine how much it happened. Just more like be aware if it's any increase of that. If it's any increase, again, it's a very highly chance negative spirit, negative psychic is doing that to you. So keep your eye on that. Now, when you're talking with your family and friends or people more like you just came across, and then you come across more like a topic you about to say, then it literally more like you lose the actual what you're about to say. You ever had that feeling happen, like the actual feeling right behind there? That feeling is the after feeling, more like a negative spirit, negative psychic did that to you. Remember, they literally more like force you to forget that. Like literally, you ever heard more like someone? It was just on the tip of my tongue. Yeah, it was on the tip of your tongue. So remember that feeling more like you feel after that. That after feeling, that is that feeling there. So that's not more like a natural thing. I've been hearing that over the years many times, but going by my personal experience, more like that's exactly what's going on with the memory into that section. So definitely be aware of that after feeling when they do it to it. Now, if somehow more like you feel that after feeling now, then later on more that after feeling you don't feel it, that's them covering up their tracks even more, depressing that feeling even lower down so you don't feel it. They're trying to cover the tracks even more when it comes down to more like messing with your memory. So be aware of that. Now, when it comes down to a whole lot of different things they do, if you actually really catch that first stage, you can easily detect. Then after you detect it, if you might feel another layer feel lighter, then another layer feel lighter, then one layer you can barely feel, or another layer you can feel all. Always keep an eye on the action, whatever it is they're doing to you, especially when they come down to memory, or they're trying to get you to forget more like a something more like item or topic or anything. Keep an eye on that actual action. That action gonna directly track them down, no matter how far decide to more like to press that feeling from your radar. Yeah, they really like to put things right underneath the radar. So definitely like keep an eye on that action. It really do tracks them. And as well, if they try to more like to press the actual action itself, keep aware of the action itself, because they have did that to me before. So keep an eye on the action. It really helps out for the short one and long one when the messing around with you in all kinds of different ways. Now, determine how good your memory is when it comes down to you going to stores. Some of us more like go to the store and we write down a list, which is a good thing. Write down your list before you go to the store, the things you need, and of course the things you won't, but especially the things you need. Now, some of us do not write down a list. We just go into the store how it is. Like me. Now, that's about how I go into the store, how just like I'm at. Now, if you're someone going to the store like me, and more like you want to pick up this item and that item, then over the years you've been doing this for the longest period of time, getting every item that you want to get. Then all of a sudden you go into an item, you missing this item and missing that item, and well, that's them as well attacking. They're getting you depressing these different items, and as well they are taking your focus on section and then and putting more on different items into the store, like literally. So instead of more like you are focused on your typical list, you already got more like in your mindset. They more there toss that off and as well depress it. So they're gonna press some items, and as well more like how you look at different items into the store. Then you leave the store, then it come to you later on more like oh, I forgot that. No, you didn't forget that. They depressed that. So yes, definitely be aware if you do that. It's very easy if you go to the store more like I do, but the best thing to do is still more like just write a list. But these are different ways you can tell they are attacking your memory. Okay, another thing to definitely be aware of them when they're attacking your memory. Be aware when they're trying to add negativity more like habits and things to your life, like food recipes. If you're someone more like cooking, and if you're someone more like can once you finish cooking more like a recipe, you memorize the recipe. Now, if you're someone like this, they will more like try to affect your memory in that section, so they try to get you to continue going back to that recipe again and again. Now, if you're someone more like just automatically more like go back and back more like looking at different recipes, there are ways to help you out in that section. But if you're someone once you're done cooking, if you're like me, more like you're okay from there, more like they will more like try to get you to go back again and again, check on things about that recipe. So definitely check on that and other things more like that when they're trying to get you to check on things 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 times. I mean, yeah, these are good clues more like they are doing something. That's more like that's how you've been like that when it comes down to food and different topics in your life. You need to more like continue writing it down. If it's like that, there's still more like plenty of ways to help you out with them to sharpen and strengthen your mind. Now, they definitely try to depress you if they did something wrong to you, like they attack you on your body in a certain way, and then more like today, tomorrow, every time you think of more like a time they did that, the memory and that feeling goes down, goes down, goes down, goes down. Now, each time it goes down like that, that's more like a negative spirit or psychic depressing, more like what they did to you. Going by my personal experience, once more these things hit me directly, things don't go down so fast. Over time, it do gets better, but it don't go down fast like a real fast like water versus oil. oil, anything thick like that. Yeah, oil and water, that's two different pace speed there. So very notice if they do anything to you like that. And as well, notice if you have more like a spiritual moment, more like doing meditation or yoga, or anything you do spiritually, and during that time more like they depress you of that spiritual moment. So when you feel it, it don't feel the same way, and every time you try to feel that moment, it gets lower and lower and lower until you can barely feel it. If you feel anything like that, having your spiritual moment, that is again them attacking your memory for your spiritual moment. So definitely be aware of that happening to you, no matter how it happened. When it comes down to these spiritual moments, you could have them right now, and they could link into something real big. But before it even fully manifest into something big, the more they start depressing on that spiritual moment right then. So if you're having a spiritual moment and it's something interrupting your spiritual moment, that's a negative spirit, negative psychic. Is stopping your spiritual moment right there. So be aware if that's happening anytime when you're having your spiritual moment, any interference of that. That's not natural there. So then be aware when these things are happening. And be aware they try to make sure you don't remember that certain moment or try to restart it again. Then be aware of that. And someday you come up with a unique type of phrase that you think is okay with you, but if a negative spirit or psychic somebody be a fit of it, they will more depress it. So then be aware if anything new comes up, if more likely they're fits of it, they'll depress it. Now during the time when after you came up with that, the other negative spirits like will pass that along as well, and they will go around and start depressing them as well. So be aware anything new pops up and you think is catchy and it hits you, yeah, they will depress it more like from your memory. So keep an eye on that section too. Now, deeper into the mind and outside the mind and into the mouth. And when it comes down to more like talking, more like when it comes down to things to the memory, if you feel anything deep into the mindset, anything trying to press or hold something down there, something you're about to say, like literally, more like then be aware of that. What's holding that is a negative spirit, negative psychic. They're trying to hold that. And they're trying to more like shut your mouth up more like from saying that. And you can literally feel the hold. It's not a natural like feeling. So other things be going on, but it's literally a hold there. So be aware if you feel that. Another version of this more like if they're trying to hold it in one way, or and they trying to more like in another one trying to pop up what's about to hold like on the top where the crown chakra at. Yeah, that is not natural as well. Trying to hold down the base, but as well trying to keep more information up. It takes about 2 or more negative spirits and cycles to do this. 2 or more. So then be aware. It's kind of similar to more like when 2 guys more like is jumping onto one guy. One is holding on to one guy, while the other one more like is taking all the blows and stuff off the other guy, more like getting the hold. So keep your eyes on something similar like that to the mindset. Usually takes more like 2 or more to do this. Hold one down, while the other one more like is free to do what they want to on the other one. Keep our eyes on this attack when it comes down to the mind. When it comes down to different people around the world got reading problems, the different ones that is. The whole time been spiritual sleep. For me coming across things out of books and TV, they never came to my mind. That thing more like they are born with that problem could be more to it. After being spiritual awakened, I have found out as well when it comes down to that, those who have reading problem, that could be an unnatural thing. The negative spirits and negative psychics do attack these people as well. Now, if you somebody more like you got reading problem out there is listening to this, and more like you've been going to maybe 1 or 2 or 3 maybe more things, but you know how many things you've been going on to. But if someday more like you seem like more and more things are getting added to more different things getting added to your plate, more complicated things. Like now you got this problem, now you got that problem, now you got this problem, now you got that problem, and then you probably say, "What is this?" Like every time you look around the corner, you start to have more and more different problems added to your plate when it comes down to your reading problem. If you more like if it's like that more like one day, then yes, a negative spirit, a negative psychic is adding all those things to you. Now on day one, the reading problem you had before, that's different, and these can be overcome. Now all the ones they've been adding to you more like at the certain I guess 10, it could be in your tens or 20s. You start noticing all these added things to your plate all of a sudden. Don't added things aren't random. These are added things indeed from a negative spirit and psychic. So then be aware of each one of those things they add into you. That is not a natural thing. You come out of the gate with some problems and they just adding more problems to your plate there. So definitely be aware of that. If you're not spiritual awake, you do got reading problem, or you know someone got reading problems, definitely get spiritual awake. It really helps you out to spot out the many different attacks the negative spirits and psychics be doing on you. And they be more like be grabbing things left and right, literally left and right. Things from on TV, things you come across, things different people be saying when they come down to the different more like attacks. And these attacks do be coming left and right. So definitely, and I say definitely, keep your eyes on any new things or to your plate. If you know someone got some reading problem, ask them about what they go through, like literally, and literally ask them like had they noticed has things gotten more harder to them, had they have noticed anything is more harder to do, had they now come across more problems. If these are yes to them, then someone you know as well more like got negative spirits and psychics around them are adding these extra things to the plate, making the situation way more harder than it should be for them to more like to read at the level they want to read at. Now once you start more like adding these things to your plate, they will continue adding this thing and that thing to your plate. You probably really wonder what is going on with you. Yeah, they do more do that as well. At the same time, you someone don't got more like a reading problem, they still probably tamper with your reading some. Yes. Now like one day I was reading more of my morning news, and then more like I noticed something was unnatural. I started reading. Then I really more like felt like something try to stay ahead of me, like literally try to stay ahead of me. So I read at this pace, just to say my speed is around about 7. Then they try to more go like an 8 or 9, like one step more like a little ahead. Now that little feeling I felt, that was a negative spirit and psychic, literally using my own reading method to read through me, and then more like reading one step ahead. Now, not only they do this, then they'll take my actual when I'm reading that. So I just reading feelings on reading this actual more like a sentence. Now they're gonna try to push me all the way back to that exact sentence I just read, like literally trying to force me back. I can easily fit it, grabbing more like my reading section and then forcing me, trying to literally force me to read that section again. And if you feel anything like that, that's unnatural. Now I heard a story more like a woman, more like when she read, she more like her reading more like literally skips a page down, like a sentence down, like literally a real sentence down. And when I heard this, first thing come to my mind, it gotta be one of the negative spirits. But the way she explained it, she was literally born like that. Now, if you born like that, there always is to fix that, so you don't have to use a finger. You don't have to like do extra stuff. They always is into the mind to really help you out to read the way you're supposed to read. So yes, she may be not maybe she was born like that with that one problem. But when I'm describing them, that's just one problem. The way they like to stack layers upon layers upon layers upon layers of things on you. So yes, keep more like how your actual original reading problem is, and directly more like separate that from all the added stuff they're trying to add to you. Now, the negative spirits and psychic, they do like to speak too much this other and pass information across around you and stuff. So the one message they probably more like pass around you more like you's a person that cannot read. And I mean literally saying you cannot read, and cool, you could be at more like a second grade, third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade, sixth grade, seventh grade, eighth grade, ninth grade, 10th grade reading level, or higher than that. Then they'll literally pass that lie throughout your subconsciousness. So then be aware if they're around you doing that stuff, they definitely want to put you down more like, oh, you someone cannot read. But they're doing all these negativity things are towards you, trying to stop you to reading it the way you want to read. So yeah, they'll do things to you, but then they'll lie about you in your subconscious. So definitely be aware if you detected any lie information from them in any type of way. So be aware of the reading. And reading is very important. It was important 100 years ago and down, and it's gonna be important 100 years up and beyond. Y'all, reading is a very important skill to more like to have in your life. Very important. So then be aware of them attacking your reading, and as well, reading as well is important when they come down to the memory. So definitely be aware of them attacking your memory in different ways and then pressing more like a word from you. More like yeah, definitely be aware they pressing one word, two words, and all the different ways to press when it comes down to reading. So definitely be aware of them attacking you, and then be aware of this. Now, if you're someone reading at a certain reading level, like a grade 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, they're more like the negative spirits and psychic. Not only more like they will more like add different things on your reading to make it more harder, but they'll try to more like downgrade you as well. So they probably trying to downgrade you from a 9 to 8, or 8 to 7, or 7 to a 5, or 4 to or 5 to a 4. Literally trying to force and depressing categories and sections in your mind, so it's even more harder you to read at your actual level. So you're up there reading, but you ain't reading at your actual level, and you probably wondering what is going on. Yeah, that is dim as well. Again, if these are things more like it's new to your reading category, more like new problems, that's dim. You can more like downgrade your hard work down. That's dim as well. So definitely be aware. Anything new is unnatural with you, and it's hard for you to explain, and others around you hard for them to explain as well. Then be aware of that. That's not natural. So keep your eyes on these attacks. The attacks are real, and they are very, very serious. Now, on that hits us into the next section. They like to mess with you when they come down to your memory. Now, they like to temper with more like new things you just memorized. They will start to attack in the prosthetic times, and they will more like press old things into your memory. Like things go back that really stick to your mind, they will go into your mindset and depress that. And it can be something more like old as more like um what did your mom cook on your 10th birthday, and it was good. They don't have to be the 10th birthday. It has to be just gotta be something more like on one of your birthday, your mom or dad. That's that moment you had in your life. You can depress that, or they can press things so deep, so old, all the way down to your name. They can mess with your actual name as well. They can press them that old, and that is very old compared to so many things you pick up more like in your life from day one up to right now. That's one of the oldest thing can really come across in your mind. That's very old. So they can definitely more like tamper with that. So be aware more like they tamper with more like new things you just picked up right then, and old things all the way down to your name. So definitely be aware of that. Now that brings us into the next topic when it comes down to these memory attacks from the different negative spirits and psychics. Now they do attack other sections when it comes down to the mind as well. Now, I'm pretty sure you heard about someone, about more like someone you know, someone more like on TV, or someone got more like different, more like a memory problem, like different memory diseases. After being spiritual awake, I have more like read it many times from the negative spirits and negative psychic talking about different memory diseases, like old timer disease. They have mentioned another memory disease too, but old timer disease, I read it from them so many times. So yes, if you know someone got more like a memory, more like disease out there, it's a very high chance it's a negative spirit, a negative psychic is involved with the memory problem. I've been hearing about diseases different times out my life, but I had no idea it could be more going on into that section. So yes, you can definitely be hitting different section of that person you know, a person you have read about, a person what you have seen on TV. They could be fitting the mind in a lot of different negativity ways, holding this down, depressing that, causing this thing to that thing. It's a long list of negative spirits and psychics, what they get involved with, and they definitely get involved when the thing comes down to the mind, and as well to memory as well. So that more like keep your eyes on with these somehow more like attacking your mind and depressing different things. If you're having different problems, definitely keep your eyes on that. So yes, definitely keep your eyes on that. If you know someone do more like have any more like memory diseases out there, it could definitely be a unnatural thing. And I'm telling you how many negative spirits and psychics is on them doing these things to them. I would say more like in the first stages, a whole lot of things the negative spirits and psychic do to you is very aware of what they do to you. Then after that, they tone it down, tone it down, tone it down, and tone it down to different levels. And each time they tone it down, it's more harder for it being to your radar. So they make it more and more aware of, until you basically more like now aware of these things happening to you. So definitely be aware of these attacks on you. Now, of course, they do more be targeting different parts of your brain to more to hit you with these different more like memory problems. If you know more like where the part it is, you can more directly write it down. If you know what part it is, it really helps out to more like to fix up your more like memory if they are doing these things to you. There are numbers on each section of the brain if you that curious on every section of the brain. It's a number for each section. You can like look these things up and write down section down. They really helps out when they come down to when they're attacking you with the many different attacks. When it come down to the memory and a long list of many other things that the brain is involved in. The brain is involved with all kinds of things. So yes, definitely like look at that chart and know that number chart thing by heart. It can help out if you really want to know each part by heart. Going by what I have learned from the negative spirits and psychics, the thing they do to you, do not think they go one way. These things they do to you go both ways. So if somehow they do something to you, do not think it's no way for you to more like return back the way you are or better. A lot of these things, they can be reversed back to where they are. Going by my personal experience of the different things they be doing. So don't think it goes one way, whatever they are doing to you. So keep in mind, these things can go the positive way for you. Now, of course, you would definitely need to do some spiritual work to yourself and do some other things to really help you out for these things to go in that way. Now, another thing the negative spirits and psychic like to do when it comes down to your memory, they like to more like literally hold more like that section, that topic, or that word, that time you're about to say. And they like to literally try to hold it And one spot when they're trying to hold it, is where your crown chakra at. Check your crown chakra and pick more like where more like your middle finger at, between your ring finger. Pick more like your crown chakra right there, and then more like pick more like fingers towards you, and cover up this spot and just go all the way around in that circle. Just go all the way around like a 365-degree around that circle. Into that circle more like where your crown chakra at, more like different layers down into more like your brain. These are more like different layers. They like to more like to hold things and to press things. When it come down to more like things about more like the memory and a long list of many other things they like to do in this very detailed sections of the brain. So definitely like check this section out. Yeah, check it out at time, and bring your awareness up in that time and catch them if they do anything into that section, more like that section of your brain. Now, while we are talking about more like the crown chakra, they do as well more like to do a concentrated attack to more like depress and get you forget more like a lot of different things in this section here. They definitely will do this attack during the time more like when you're in your dreaming category section. So they'll start right there, and this attack can go all over a different section of your brain, and it's going to attack a lot of different section of your memory category as well. Not just the target or the section they're trying to hit, but it's going to hit other section as well. So this going to hit from the crown chakra throughout the different section out your more like your brain there and out your memory. So if you wake up one day, if you're having problem memorizing this thing and that thing and this thing, and you're feeling all funny more like upstairs, if you're feeling like that, and they definitely want did this attack on you. If you're feeling like this out of the blue, especially if this is a new feeling to you. If it's a new feeling and you feel all these things just not connecting with you, yeah, they definitely did that attack. They went straight to you more like your crown chakra, and this attack goes all over more like your brain and stuff. And it attacks a whole lot of different more like memory. Not just the one, again, what they are targeting, trying to get you to forget, but other multiple sections as well. But those sections are depressed, well, they can be under press. Every last single one of those can be under press. Now, another thing the negative spirits and psychic like to do when it comes down to your memory, if you more like sort of take your time, invest yourself, and merge yourself into more like a new topic, and as well build up your skill on it like today, and then it goes on more like to next month. Then more like next month you are completed on that topic, and then when you start to get on your next topic, then around about later on to that month, you look back on this exact topic, things feel more lighter. It don't feel the way it's supposed to. Things feel out of place. These are more things that will directly target onto your memory. Things are not connecting the way they're supposed to, the way they have in the past. And from here to 1 month, that time period ain't that long. And now more like you're feeling things ain't the way they not locking the way they're supposed to lock when they come down the information you got. So yeah, they will come behind you and then depress on your old topic right at the moment you get onto another topic. Now, depending on you are, more like once you get onto one topic, and when you drop that project and get onto another topic, it takes a while till you feel a little bit light about that topic. Could be more like a year, maybe 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, depending on how good your memory and stuff. But depending on more like wherever your memory at, they more like they'll take that time frame and then make it real shorter. Instead of being more like years down the road, now more like it's like a month or even more like a week. Depending on how long you stayed on that current topic. It's more like they take that current topic and now more like things are focused on that topic. Then that topic behind that has been depressed. And you feel these different layers are just not connecting the way they're supposed to, the way they're supposed to lock in like before. So keep an eye more like on different more like topics you do. If things not locking in the right time frame, and it feel like things are starting to slip away from your memory faster than average, then that is a negative spirit, negative psychic, more attacking your memory right then, more like attacking on your old, more like topic you were just on then. That is not a natural thing. So be aware of the different layers. It feeling lighter and out of place. These are key signs. They definitely more like did something to you in that time period. Now, another thing is, if you about to more like talk about a certain topic, and the negative spirits and psychic trying to press more like a certain topic or more like a word from you, be aware what section of the brain they're actually depressing. They will pick a certain section of your brain and they're depress it. So if you're not aware what section it is, do some spiritual work and bring your awareness up. You should be able to sense what section of the brain they're trying to press that certain memory from you. So yes, if you can't sense it, more like do some spiritual work. It really help out when they're trying to press information from you. Now, it doesn't matter how many sections you catch them into, and when it comes down to trying to press any information into the brain, any section you catch them into, directly more like write that stuff down. Write down the spot, the section, how it feels, the vibration, every single bit of that. Write every single detail as best as you can. Now, when the negative spirits and psychics are depressing things, they do work into teams. So if one want that section depressed, do not think they are pressing that alone. They got teamwork and help to help them depress these certain sections. So they want that section pressed. So they probably got maybe one or two or three want to press on that exact topic on you. So definitely like be aware of how many of these negative spirits and psychics you got around you on a daily basis. Now, I already more like talked about more like the reading section, the negative spirits and psychic more like talking about, but I didn't talk about this little section as well they do through you. They would directly take and use your reading and then be reading more like things literally through you and even trying to figure out different more like things through you as well. So if you more like a reading stuff, no matter more like a billboard, a sign, and you read it here, then you feel something read right behind you or try to read before you, that's them as well. So be aware if they're literally using your exact reading system that you built over the years to read through you. So be aware of that. All right. On that actually note, that brings us into the next chapter of this video. Now I'll go over some different ways that you can help yourself if you're having any of these problems with the mind and your memory. 1. Clear up the mental cache software frequency. Just like a computer get bogged down with a whole lot of junk data, your mind can be held down with dense negativity, energy, and vibration as well. Sounds is one of the fastest ways to disrupt and break up negativity energetic patterns is targeting your thoughts. 417 hertz is good to undo installations and for facilitating change. This hertz is good for more like clearing up negative energy and a lot of more like negative more like thoughts, clearing up the space so you can more like put positive stuff in there. 741 hertz awaken intuition and cleansing the mind. Known for clearing toxin and electromagnetic energetic junk from your field, helping to restore mental clarity to you. A good way to play these is into the background when you're working or when you're meditating, or even more when you decide to just lay down and just really take it easy and take some time for yourself. Get you some good more like over the head earmuffs, or get you some earbuds and pin them in your ear, and more like make sure you got some time to yourself and really just take in the time and listen to them vibration wave go throughout your body. It's going to really help you out. So go and get those and try them out with them vibration waves. That brings us to 2. Implement the observer shield. Negativity entities and low vibration energies feed on emotion. Negativity spirits and negative psychic, low vibration energy feeds on emotion reactions. Remember that. Especially frustration, fear, or confusion when they have tampered with your memory and cause your memory to slip. Here's a technique you can use. The very moment you notice your memory is dropping down, or any waver or negativity start to come towards more like your memory. When these actions happen to you, you need to step back mentally and think directly more like you're not the one all this negativity and bad stuff is coming from. This is coming from someone else. And it's usually a negative spirit or a negative psychic, and you push back from that. Keep the distance between you and them. Keep it a split line, a difference between you and them. Push that negativity away and protect your memory. Here are some good things why this indeed works. By refusing that frustration, that confusion, and all that negativity they're trying to put on you mentally. So yes, directly cut off the mental reaction food source. The negative spirits and negative psychic really like you to react. They really feed on to you react. No matter if it's a little reaction or a big reaction. They're trying to get as much reaction they can from you. So give them zero reaction. Cutting off the food source. It really helps out in a lot of ways by cutting off that reaction from you to them. And yes, I am talking about real reactions. So literally, cut off more like the reaction from them. Yes, definitely treat them just like you would do more like on a radio, and treat it like static. They are annoying. But remember, they are not a part of you. That brings us to on 3. Physicalizing the grounding, earth and minerals. When the attack is focused on the upper center, the mind, brain, and memory, the energy up there is flowing way too high. So you need to uncheck it. You need to pull that chaotic energy back down into the earth for it can be neutralized. Black tourmaline near your tent. If you're spending a whole lot of time around more like TV screens, camera, or any device tech, the electromagnetic field, the EMF, actually makes the mind more vulnerable to spirit status. During a time more like when you're around your monitor, your TV, or your phone, keep a piece of black tourmaline around that monitor, or just more like get a necklace or more like a wristband, or just get yourself a good piece and put it in your pocket. This will protect your mind from more like that don't frequency more like hitting your mind. So definitely want to get you a piece of black tourmaline. It really helps out. Instant grounding. If you suddenly feel an instant attack on you, physically touch the floor or step outside on the raw earth. Now out there on the earth on your bare feet, stay out there for 5 minutes or longer. Stay out there as long as you need to. You need to take all that negativity and chaotic energy they have more like pit on you and literally let that drain off you and go back into the earth. So stay out there as long as you need to. So 5 minutes or higher. That brings us to number 4, reclaiming and re-anchoring the memory. Now, if a negative spirit or negative psychic try to interrupt your memory in any type of way, or try to get you to second guess your knowledge on things that you definitely know about, when these happen, you need to react your authority on your own brain when they start doing these things to you. So definitely react on authorities right on your brain. Now I'm going to give y'all information to help you out during this time. an anchor affirmation. Now, I want you to speak these words out loud so they can lock into the physical realm. My mind is sovereign. My memory is locked. And no low frequency has permission to distort my awareness. Now, you say that affirmation real loud and vibration so you can directly feel it and keep it locked around you. Keep saying it. Say it about 3 times or more. So keep saying it until you can feel it. If 3 times enough, then there you go. If it's not enough, keep saying it. Now, as well, Kumu, like you have directly said this information, be aware of negative spirits and negative cycles around you. Try to copy you more saying this. So cancel out more what they copy and claim all that what you just saying that information for you only. Claim it all for your own self. So then be aware they're coming behind you, try to put false claim on you, trying to copy you. So put it more like a big old block, X, deletion, fuzz, whatever more like you got for a block, just put it over there. Cancel out anything they're trying to copy on your information. They will try that at times. So then be aware of that. Now the next thing I want you to do is to write it down. Spirit interference like to thrive on the fluid nature of thoughts. When you have a solid idea or a script breakdown or a solid spiritual inside, so you having anything like that or a big spiritual moment, immediately write it down on a piece of paper about that, or get you a recorder and talk about it and put it more like in chapters and things you know how to easily find it. Physical ink grounding the thought into the 3D reality. By ink grounding that information or recording it down, it really helps out from them more like trying to interfere with that information you just got from that spiritual moment. So it's very important more like to write it down, these spiritual moment times that hit you, or more like get you a video recorder, and of course, again, more like talk about it in as detailed as you can. It really helps out for the short one and the long one. So definitely do these things. Now, if you have gotten anything out of this video, drop a like into more like up here. And as well, put something down in the comment. Tell me about more like some things more like you have experienced when it comes down to these things. And as well, hit that subscribe button. That's going to help out this channel to hit even more higher levels into things. And of course, I'll be putting out more content as well. Every season have its purpose. And today, the circle is complete. I am indeed incredibly grateful for the energy and space we shared here today. As we go our separate ways, I pray that clear will follow you. Peace anchors you, and light protect you on whatever road you walk next. Trust the journey. Take care of your spirit, and goodbye for now. I'll catch y'all next time.